with Miss Rita. Today is such a beautiful day. I just want you to see the awesomeness of what God has made today. It's a day we should rejoice and be glad in because He gave us this day. And I thank God for everyone's viewing and for my family and myself being here today to enjoy what God has made for us. So today I'll be cooking some baked pasta. I'm going to have some gluten-free pasta that's made with rice and corn. I'll be putting it in the oven. I'm not going to cook it like it instructs you to cook it. I'm going to let it cook in tomato sauce, which I'll be making from scratch. Also, I'm going to have some ground turkey, and I'll be mixing that with some great spices and herbs. And I also have some green peppers, mushrooms, and onions. You're not going to want to miss this, so please stay tuned for Miss Rita's cooking. Back, and I have my oval pan here. As you see, it's a nice oval roasting pan, and you see a little water in it. I just washed it and rinsed it out a little bit before I used it. I have gluten-free pasta, and it's imported from Italy. Yay! Very, very fancy, I must say so myself. It's made out of corn and rice flour, and it's 12 ounces. I'm telling you this because I don't measure, but I'm letting you know what I'm using so you can measure. So I'm going to use probably about 2.5 of these. And just so you know, this is great for people who have celiac disease syndrome, and also for vegetarians and vegans. So, and it's the big pasta. As you see, I'm going to stuff it with ricotta cheese. And I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. I'm going to mix the ricotta cheese and the egg together, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Also, I have some Shinto tomato puree. I have 3 of these, and they are 28 ounces each. And I'll be using those to make my sauce. And I also have 1 tomato basil and garlic pasta sauce just to add some extra flavor. So I have put my tomato puree as well as my tomato sauce in my oval pan. And the reason for this is because I'm going to make my pasta sauce in the oven. I'm going to cook my pasta in the oven. I'm not going to do it on the stove top because everything is all about simplicity. And you want to do everything as simple as possible when you're busy, and you're a busy mom especially, or a busy dad. So you can make this dish ahead of time, and while you're doing something else, let everything cook in the oven. So I'm going to be letting this cook in the oven So I've added my tomato puree and tomato sauce to my oval pan. Now I'm going to put my pasta inside the sauce and let everything cook together. So the reason I'm doing this is because simplicity is so important when you're a mother or father and you're very busy. You don't have time to do all these things. So what I'm going to do is let everything cook in the oven while I cook my meat in a wok and saute my vegetables on the stove. So I have 3 different things going on for one dish. And they'll all be cooking at the same rate, so that when I'm done with everything, I'll put them together and we have a great dish. So I have my pasta sauce and my tomato puree in the oval pan. Now I'm going to add some freshly ground salt and pepper. I'm going to get Kiki to come over here and hold the camera. She's going to film for me. Say hi, Kiki.
Hey.
All right. So she just ground this pepper. It's pink Himalayan salt and freshly ground pepper that we use the Rocket blender, which I love. And I'm just going to put some in here, eyeball it. You can salt to taste. I don't have a specific amount that I use. I cook according to the will of God. You know that. Whatever I feel the Lord is telling me to put in here, I put it in there. So now I'm going to mix this up. Keep in mind you're going to have pasta in the sauce. And I'm making a mess. So You're gonna have to account for that pasta not having any flavor. And you want to make sure you salt your sauce really good. You can always go back and add salt. You don't have to do it right this moment. So we got that in there. Now I'm gonna get my Italian seasoning, which consists of oregano, basil, rosemary, parsley, marjoram, and some other spices. And I'm just going to take it's almost an ounce. I'm going to add probably about a half an ounce of spices because I want it spiced well. This has no flavor whatsoever except for the little bit of tomato sauce. Pasta sauce I put in here. So I want it spiced well. And you can always add it. You can taste it as it cooks. So I'm just mixing all the spices in. And we're going to taste it before I even do anything with the pasta. Make sure it's right. Okay. Keep doing an awesome job. Now I'm going to add some garlic seasoning. Now garlic seasoning has salt in it. So it's not going to be just like garlic powder. And I'll show you what it looks like here. This garlic seasoning. And it's already salted, so I'm going to add some of that just to help with the flavoring for the pasta. I added probably about 1/4 of a cup. You don't have to add as much. I love pasta. I love garlic. I love pasta too. So I love garlic, so I add a lot of garlic to my dishes. It's only the beginning, y'all. So don't feel like, oh, that's all she's gonna add. I'm adding a whole lot more garlic. Garlic is so good for you. It has antibiotic properties to it. And so if you're sick, it'll definitely help with that cold or whatever you're dealing with. And you don't have to use tomato puree. You can use tomato sauce. You can use tomato sauce and tomato paste because you want something that's going to be thick and hearty. I have a big family, so keep that in mind as well. That's why I use 3 28-ounce cans, because I have a big family. You don't have to use quite as much. All right, so we got that in. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of turmeric. You know I can't do without adding my turmeric. And I know it sounds crazy, but just about a half a teaspoon of turmeric. Just for the benefit. It helps with everything. I love turmeric. I love the coloring of turmeric. And it has some great properties, antioxidant properties, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, you name it, it has it. So please put turmeric on your list of spices to have around your kitchen. Now I'm going to taste it to see. It's good. I'm adding more garlic. So about another 1/4 of a cup. So about a half a cup of garlic, y'all. A lot of garlic. And I'm not using garlic powder. I'm using garlic seasoning, which has salt in it. Why? Because I need that seasoning because my pasta will not have any salt in it. And this pasta's going in here in just a few minutes. So mix well. I'm going to add just a little bit of granulated sugar. This is about 1/8 of a cup of granulated sugar. Just because tomatoes need some kind of sweetness to play along with the acidic property in the tomato. And if you don't have sugar, it'll taste real acidy and kind of bitter when you eat it. So you have to offset that acid with sugar. That's what I have to do anyway. I don't know about you, but that's what I do. But you can cook it any way you want to. It's your choice. And I'm going to taste it again. And I'll use a spoon. And Kiki's doing a great job over here. I'm adding a little more Italian seasoning. I think it needs about maybe a fourth of a, well, no, maybe 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Okay. Now we're going to put this to the side, and I'm going to show you how to make the ricotta cheese mixture. We'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm back with my ricotta cheese mixture. I have 3 15-ounce containers of ricotta cheese. I use hard skim milk and whole milk to make this dish. And here's Mark now. He's going to help me to fill it. Thank you, Mark. Say hi, Mark.
Hi.
Okay, so Mark, you keep it right here on the bowl. I'm going to add some things to the bowl in just a minute. And I hate opening ricotta cheese because it's so hard to open. So let's find a knife. This is real time, so I'm going to have to do some editing when I get done. So here's one. Hold it right there, Mark. Scoop by you. And I'm going to add the other one. It's just easier to go around the edges with a knife and try to open this ricotta cheese with a little flap. It's not going to work. 9 times out of 10, it's going to mess up. Okay, and here's my last one. So I use 2 whole milk, ricotta cheese, and I use 1 part skim milk. And that's because I just wanted that full body flavor of the whole milk. You can use whichever one you want. You can even use cottage cheese if you want to. It's your choice. Now I learned how to make this mixture from Barefoot Contessa, Anna Garden, and she's a great teacher. So, you get your ricotta cheese in, and then you want to get you a nice fresh egg. This came from my chickens. I have 3 eggs here. And I'm going to use 2 to 3 eggs according to how big the yolk is. Okay? This one. This 2. I'm going to use 3 because the yolks are kind of small. These are new chickens I have, and they are not laying as big. The eggs are big, but the yolks are not real big. So my other chickens lay really huge eggs, but I sold most of those. All right, so now you mix the egg mixture and ricotta cheese together. And you want to add some salt and pepper to it. And if it looks like it's not enough eggs, you can always add another egg to it. There's no rhyme or reason with this. You're just making a mixture to fill your pasta. So if I was doing lasagna, I would put this in as one of my layers. And I want it thin enough that I can put it in the pasta, but not too thin. I don't want it runny. So as you see, it's coming along. I'm going to add 1 more egg. So, let's see how that does. I might have to add another one. I don't know. And whatever you have left, you can always put back in your containers and use it for something else later on. Because ricotta cheese is great with fruit. I like to bake fruit with it. You know what I think? I'm going to use my last egg over here. I had 5 of them I got today, so Here you go, one more. And you keep in mind you want to add salt and pepper whenever you add eggs to anything. All right, so I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not using a specific amount. I'm just adding it according to my taste. With this part of the recipe, you can add as little or as much salt and pepper as you want, because some people don't even like to put salt and pepper in their ricotta. They like the taste of it the way it is. But I want a little bit of salt and pepper in mine. So now, I'm going to move some stuff out of the way, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, so in order to make this, I'm gonna make a homemade piping device. Can you see it? It's a plastic Ziploc bag. I'm gonna cut the tip off on one end, like that. And I'm gonna fill this little bag with all this mixture. And hope it works. That's the main thing. I'm hoping it's gonna work. It's a messy job, but somebody has to do it, y'all. So I just have a regular little sandwich bag. I'm not gonna put a whole lot in here. And I'm gonna see, can I get it to pipe? Now I have my shell. I hope you can see. I'm just gonna squeeze some mixture in the shell on both ends. There you go. You see that? And I'll put it in. And I'm gonna do it again. Let me show you how I did it. I just put some cheese mixture in a Ziploc bag and made a piping device. I cut a hole in one side of it, and now I'm squeezing mixture on both ends. See? Mark, can you put it over here, baby? See there? I'm doing one more time. Mark, all right. So you see I'm squeezing it on both ends. It's okay if some comes out. And so I'm gonna do this until I get all of the pasta shells completely filled that I'm using. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven, because all this goes inside of my tomato sauce. So I'll be back when I get done. Ricotta mixture. And now I'm just taking my spatula and make sure everything's down in the mixture, in the sauce. Make sure everything's evenly distributed. I don't want any lumps. That means I'll have more pasta on one side and less pasta on the other side. I want pasta evenly distributed throughout this dish. And the reason why I could have done this, like just put the ricotta mixture in this dish, I wanted it inside the pasta because I want to have that ricotta mixture. Every time I bite the pasta, I want to taste it. Okay? Now, if you had something you had to do that was immediately important, you could leave this. You could put plastic wrap or aluminum foil on top and put it in your fridge or freezer. It'll keep, and cook it at a later time. Now I'm going to put this in the oven. And I'm going to say for 45 minutes. We're going to see how that works. It might be less, it might be more. And I'll take a piece out to try it. So you'll get to see all this yourself. You won't have to guess. You won't have to say, I wonder what happened next. I'm going to show you. Okay. So I'm going to cover this with foil and put it in the oven. So we're back. And I have my onions in the wok. I put some olive oil mixed, olive oil blend in the wok first. And now the onions are cooking. Mark is going to take over and stir the onions, and I'll be cutting up some bell peppers. Sakina is over here cutting up mushrooms, so we'll be back in just a moment. Now I put my bell peppers in. By the way, I use 3 onions. You can use 3 medium onions, and I use 2 large bell peppers. And I just kind of cut them up, no formal fashion. And I'm going to put some salt and pepper and garlic seasoning. Not garlic powder, but garlic seasoning, because the garlic seasoning has salt in it. And I want salt in the vegetables. So now I have put my veggies in a stainless steel bowl. And I'm going to add them back to the meat once the meat is cooked. I didn't want to cook my veggies too much, but still have a crunch to them, because I'm going to add them back to the meat and I don't want to be extra soggy. Sakina has got done with the mushrooms. Did a great job. Mark did a great job with the vegetables. And now I'm letting the meat cook. I'm just going to take a fork, a very large fork, and get it cooked evenly. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to be browning the meat and getting it cooked thoroughly, because you never want to put raw meat in a baked dish unless you're cooking chicken. But I don't like to put raw burger in a pasta dish. So I added some more olive oil blend to my wok, and this is what I'm doing now, just taking my fork and getting it covering the meat with oil so it won't burn. And I'll meet you back once I get this stuff browned, and we'll be adding the mushrooms and the rest of the veggies back into this dish, letting it marry. And once it's married, we're going to put it with our pasta. So I'm back, and my meat has already cooked, and I added some garlic seasoning of probably about 2 ounces. And I added some salt and pepper to taste. And I'm using my wok spatula because it's easier to move everything around while I'm using my phone. Because if I don't, a fork will make this wok move way too much. And so now I'm just redistributing the juices from the meat with the seasoning I just put in. And it smells amazing in this kitchen. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. And I had almost 1 ounce, so I just put the rest of what I had, which was probably 1/4 of an ounce. I put it right here in this meat because I want lots of flavor. Okay, so now I'm mixing everything up, and I want some garlic powder. So I put garlic seasoning in there, but I want garlic powder. And you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it because I like garlic. As I told you before, I don't have to keep saying it. You know it already. If I had some fresh garlic, you see me chopping up garlic, putting it in there, which will have an even stronger taste. So, and I have my oven beeping back here saying, "Are you done yet? Come and see about me." I have a timer on my stove, so it would just let me know that I had something ready to check. So I probably put about 3 tablespoons of garlic powder to go along with the garlic seasoning. Remember, garlic seasoning has salt in it. So everything looks really good. It looks cooked. It smells amazing. And now I'm going to add my mushrooms first because I already cooked my other veggies a little bit, and the mushrooms need to be cooked completely. So I'm going to add them and stir them in. And once they get distributed like I want them, then I'm going to cover this for probably 3 minutes. And keep in mind my wok is on high. I have it on high. You can do everything I'm doing on the stove. I just want to use a wok. It's larger in diameter. It's more deep than any other pan I have. And I don't make quite so much a mess with the wok. So everything looks good and distributed evenly. So now I'm going to cover this little booger for about, oh, I almost dropped my phone, for about 2 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay, so now I added my green peppers and onions. And everything looks good. I'm not going to add any more seasoning at this point. I'm going to let it cook covered. For about 2 minutes because this thing cooks really fast. And I want everything to have a little crunch to it. I don't like my vegetables completely obliterated. And I'll be back in about 2 minutes. So, I'm back. And everything looks delicious, smells awesome. And I got my honey over here helping me in the kitchen. Say, hey, honey.
Hey.
He doesn't want to be on film. That's okay. One day he will. And I love turkey because it doesn't have so much fat. This is 85% lean meat, and so 15% is fat. And even with 15%, I had to add olive oil blend to my wok because it just wasn't enough fat to cook it. It was sticky. So now that everything's done, I'm going to turn my wok down on low and cover it. And we'll check the oven to see what's going on with the pasta. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the pasta, and you can see that little holes have formed in it, in the cheese, because all the steam was being pushed up when I had it covered with the aluminum foil. And the cheese is still soft, everything's soft. Let's check these pasta shells out. They're getting soft. See there? It's been about 45 minutes. So I'm going to take one out and put it on the plate so we can see how much longer it needs to cook. So, as you see, it's still kind of tough. And I knew that when I was going to cook it this way, but it's getting done. It's the main thing. It's soft. So I'm going to try a piece. There you go. See the cheese inside? It still needs to cook a little bit longer. The flavor is amazing. I'd say a good 35 to 40 more minutes in the oven. I'm going to let it cook another 15 minutes. I'm going to check it. And then if it's done, we'll stop. If not, it'll go another 15 minutes. I'm going to check it again. And the reason I'm doing the 15-minute increments because you don't want to do a straight 40 minutes and overcook your pasta. So it's best to do it at 15-minute intervals. So I'll be back in a minute. It's been 15 minutes. And the pasta is very tender. Look at that. Very tender. So I'm going to taste it. It could probably go like it is, but I'm gonna let it sit in the oven for another 15 minutes. And it should be done completely. But it's very edible right now. But I want a little more tender. So I'm gonna let someone else taste it. And I'll be back. Mark is gonna taste it. How is it, Mark?
Delicious.
Is it delicious?
The smell?
Here's Big Daddy. I call him my big red man. And he's gonna taste it and see what he thinks about it.
Super.
So how's the pasta?
Delicious.
Okay. Can you look at me and say that?
Delicious.
He's shy. It's the love of my life, y'all. Been married to him almost 20 years. Will be 20 years August 29th. So, there you have it. He loves it. Mark loves it. I love it. So, I think it was a success. Thank you for viewing me. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Bye-bye.